Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to
Hello,
our weekly
hello.
recap. We must got a little bit of a delay going on, but we'll work it out.
That sucks.
I think so. Oh my goodness, how's your Sunday
Hey
going?
guys, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Come on in the room. Look, I just thought about it because she popped up on my phone as soon as we was going live. So we gonna kick this live off with just a little I don't know, because maybe we can't play nothing on here. Never mind. I was gonna say we play a little bit of Shamia song, but now I'm like, we might get a
Yeah.
copyright strike.
Yeah.
But let's all right, that's all we gonna
Okay.
do, okay? But
What
big
she said,
ups
baby,
to
you
Miss
know?
Tamia for releasing her single this week. Yay! That
Yay,
girl
Shamia.
out. Girl, look, now I'm going on to Drew because I just saw she gonna come out with some lips by Drew, honey. But anyway, we gonna leave that for another
But
time.
Drew's song does sound good though.
You know, it does. I really have to admit it. I said, she got with somebody, but all you really have to do is tap into what we listening to right now.
Yeah.
If you tap
Mhm.
into it, you know what I'm saying, then for sure you're gonna hit on something because we listening to that particular stuff now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I listen. I said somebody got in her ear. She got a team around her. Ralph is downstairs in the basement trying to take her for everything she got. So she got to have some money coming in. She got to have some money coming in. The man under the
Girl,
stairs is trying to take her for everything she got, everything she don't have. So she got to go out there and make it, honey.
girl, you see he
Cause you
had something
saw
to
him on
say.
the interview, right? You saw him on that interview, honey. He look, he just, and I thought this when Ralph first came around. He reminded me of like the Grinch,
Yeah.
because I'm talking about the Grinch we watched, the cartoon, because the
Yeah.
Grinch was made himself seem friendly. You know what I'm saying? And then he had that little grin that'll come up. That's what Ralph gave me. Like Ralph gave me like he played cool, he played, but he is devious and got something up his sleeve every time. No, I mean Drew is crazy because that man drove her crazy.
Yeah. But to me, she seemed like it seemed like the way she introduced us to him that he was something big in the tech world. He was making all kind of money, and then we come to find out he's the basement man. He can't even afford to move out.
I don't know that he can't afford to move out. What he's doing is like if you pay attention to him and listen to him, he don't have no intention on working. That's why you know what I'm saying. That's why he
So if
said,
he's
"Yeah,
not
y'all
working,
can,"
what kind of money?
huh?
Because if he's not working, what kind of money is he making then?
He plans to make it the same way I guess Drew is making it off of public reality TV, being a public figure. That is the way he plans to make his money.
Mm.
That's why they, like pumped him up about this book, about like, yeah. He was trying to pimp her.
Girl, when he got
And
with the
that,
wrong
well, I
woman.
guess he's still trying to, because he like, I'm gonna do it one way or the other in the marriage or through the divorce.
All right, basement guy. So we're gonna start out with a little somber news, and we know that Friday George Foreman had passed away at the age of 76, and I guess he passed away at home with his family near him. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, rest in peace. That's
Yeah.
really all that. I didn't know if he was suffering from any type of illness or anything. It doesn't seem like we had any information about anything like that, and not that we needed to. I feel like this is something I say a lot, and you might hear me say it a lot when we talk about different things like this. But 76 years and is not a life wasted. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
with that, rest in peace, and just wishing his family, sending condolences and everything like that. I think I have more I guess sadness or angst about people where it doesn't seem like they've gotten to fulfill anything
Yeah.
um their life.
Mhm.
But I feel a lot more at least peaceful about the celebrities, because I can't say that, I mean, even with my family, I think I've had people pass away that I was more peaceful about than others.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Just
life wouldn't cut
yeah,
short.
yeah, just because of that, when you are able to know that somebody has lived their life, enjoyed their life, and then it was a life well lived, and for that, it is truly a celebration of life, and I'm all for that.
Did you ever have a George Foreman grill?
Yes, of course. Of course, I want to say, and I had a friend who had an indoor George Foreman grill. Girl, she called herself trying to grill indoor, like a grill you would have out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like she would have, it was bigger, and
Uh-huh.
on the stand, and yeah, like Lord,
Girl, I had the little bitty kind. We used to put little
yeah.
sausage and stuff on it.
Yeah, I had a
Pork
little
chop.
small counter size one. Not I know some people had large ones. I think my
Yeah.
mom had a bigger one. But I had a pretty small medium sized one. We was able, might have fixed 2 or 3 hamburgers at a time, something like that.
Hmm.
If I was cooking hamburgers, but it was good. Something like them air fryers.
Yeah. I
Like
have
that,
not bought
yeah.
an air fryer yet. I
No,
said I
you
have not
haven't?
bought. No.
Okay, but I'm saying, like, the way that it was about getting a George Foreman
Yeah.
grill, it feels like it was like the air fryer, like it was a new
Yeah.
way to cook your food, more healthier way to get more
Yes.
grease off, quicker way, because you could just fold it down, and leave it until it's done. Yeah, but rest in peace and prayers to his family.
Yes. Rest in power of King. All right. So we're gonna go and pull him on off of there. And then so from there, we're gonna go back. We had a bit of good news last week, I guess. We have Jonathan Majors and Miss Good. What's her name? I
Megan
forgot her.
Good.
Megan Good. They tied the knot, or shall I say, jumped the broom
Honey,
last
jump the
week.
broom, honey. I don't, what's the word that you say that's faster than that? Like
They went
the
down to the
chain of
justice of
events
peace.
that have taken place. I've
Mhm.
done a whole video on them, and the question is, do you feel gaslit by this? Congratulations are in order. I love love, and we love to celebrate love. But listen, I told y'all what I thought last week when we covered Jonathan Majors, revealing to us that he had been SA all through his childhood or what have you. And then, I just said it then, and this just kind of really validate my thoughts about him in a sense where I think he is love bombing her and probably all of us or anybody who's engulfed, in this thing. I'm engulfed in it because they're public figures and it's on my timeline.
Yeah.
But my feeling about it, I wish them luck, because at this point they're married, they're grown adults, they can do what they choose to do. But I'm feeling a little gaslit because like I say, the recording comes out, he reveals
Uh-huh.
this. It just seems like it all seems like a big PR thing. And it does, for me, it doesn't feel genuine. It just feels like a play, like I'm being played.
Mm-hmm.
But for her sake, I hope that she not.
He's a little bit younger than her. He's like 8 years younger than she is. He's 35 and she is 43.
I did not know that, but yeah, I
He
just
looks
feel like
older.
He loved bombing her and the rest of us. Like he really is to me. Well, speaking of, let's just play this audio from him on the Breakfast Club. Um, so he announced that they got married while he was visiting Sherry Shepherd, promoting his new movie that I think came out Friday. He had gotten married the day before, so he must have been on Sherry's show Wednesday. He had gotten married Tuesday in his home by his mother, and her mother was a witness, so it was just the four of them. I mean, sweet enough, but again, if you think about his like just the chain of events, because it's not even about his history, it's the chain of events. Like, what is the rush? You know what I mean? Outside of your image, in a sense. But oh, and this is another thought I had because he had a lot to say on Sherry Shepherd, about how much he loves her, and he speaks about her very well. So I'm not, I'm hoping, I'm not trying to be a hater, so I really hope nobody takes it that way. I'm just like looking at it with both my eyes open because I'm not in love. So I it's, what I mean, kind of a little differently. And that's kind of what I see, with like I say, with all the messes surrounding him and everything. I just don't believe God puts people in covenants that way while all of this other stuff is going on. I think that in itself just poses a problem. But let's hear what he had to say because he visited Breakfast Club, I think that next Thursday or the following Thursday, the next day. And this is what he had to say while on the Breakfast Club. Uh-oh.
How does it feel that you finally locked down your Coretta?
It's beautiful. Yeah. It's the ending of a chapter and the beginning of a chapter. And we got married on the 18th. That was a couple of days ago.
Yes.
A couple of sleeps ago. And I felt worthy of her.
Hold on, black man.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
I felt worthy of her.
Yeah.
Expound on that.
Yeah. She's an incredible woman, and I had to get to that level. Spiritually, socially, emotionally. I had to mature a lot, and she caught me at a time when I was in a bad way, and I was very upfront about that with her. And she said, "All right," got on the plane and came to New York City and sat with me on the couch and held me when it was all going down at the heaviest place. And the more I got to look at her, I was like, "Damn, this woman," And then when marriage became a thing, when it was like, "I'm gonna marry her," I said, "Wait, but marriage ain't no joke." You know what I mean? And I had to really evaluate myself even deeper, if I was to wed this particular woman.
What type of...
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there because it gets a little more lengthy. But again, everything he's saying all the right things, right? I felt worthy of her. You hear everybody, oh, whoa, wait, like, oh my God, that's so. And I'm just with an eye roll because, of course, you're worthy of her. Are you kidding me? Like I said last week. I don't know, or I didn't say this last week. I said it on the video. We know what Meagan Good brings to your stock. I'm not really sure what you bring into hers. Right?
Well, before all the everything happened, he had a lot going on, but
he wasn't with her then. See that, but that is no.
But was he not with her?
Because you did mention that, and I thought about that when he said she got on the plane and came with me when I was in the thick of it. I actually, and I may have mentioned it in the video also. Y'all gonna have to go back and watch the video. But I did think that you had brought that up, that it possibly, did we think it could have been her that he was communicating with? that the ex got so upset about how everything spiraled.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, that's possible because I don't know when they met and what the true history is. All we know is, what's been public. Yeah. And just from the public point of view, it feels fast. I think if we think about Megan Good's history, you're right. It's more than possible that could have been going on, simply because she's private. You're right. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really know a lot about her, whether it's about him or not. If it was not with him and he wasn't going through this stuff he was going through, we probably wouldn't know this much, until it happened, right?
Yeah.
So all those things are possible, and maybe that's why I'm feeling like this is a love bomb. But even more, like as he described, and I guess that's just because this information is out, so now you're just aware of it. But it do feel like a trauma bond, like and I don't know if these are great things to build lifelong, covenants with, on that. I don't know. They have not proven to be healthy for others. That's all.
Well, I'll just say good luck.
Good luck, right? Yeah, because it is what it is now. So good luck to them. And Jonathan, I hope you do have your together. I hope you do. And if he don't, I'm gonna be right here on this channel. So make sure y'all subscribe and like this video already to let y'all know I told y'all so.
Yes.
I am gonna tell you. I told you so. Like, I'm waiting on it. That's true.
So you waiting on that other shoe to drop.
Did you eat all your spaghetti? Get some more spaghetti, dear. We're not doing no butter bread. Out. No. And I said no.
So then we'll change from that. And then since we're talking about the Breakfast Club interview, what do you think about the mess, just with the mess and Lauren and all of that? Which I'm like, oh, girl. First of all, she went online and started airing everything out. And I thought, girl.
Unprofessional.
Very unprofessional. Because, honey, you about to lose your job. If you had any
about to lose your job. Well, I figured that was her quitting. To be quite honest, I thought that was her, saying she was out. Funny enough that happened the way it did, because I just happened to be on a live and it was brought up like, where is Jess, right? Yeah. And I happened to comment in and I was like, well, yeah, where is she? Because we know she went on maternity leave. We know she had the baby. She went on maternity leave. Lauren came in. We thought she came back from maternity leave. Again, Lauren was there, but then Jess was gone. Then I saw her promoting her tour. Then if not mistaken, I thought I just saw her what looked like to be on vacation. And that was just last week. Now maybe these are old videos that's being posted late, because again, I don't know this lady. I don't know her schedule. But what I do know is she wasn't on the Breakfast Club those days that I was seeing all of that.
Yeah.
So, and again, maybe she was at home sick, and she just is repurposing videos and stuff. People do that. We all do it. Yeah. I don't know. But the point I'm making is that I had the same question, like, all right, like I thought to myself, it seemed like they were pushing her out. And I didn't know if it was a them thing or a her thing because she's promoting her, her tour and this and that. So I don't know if she had, again, I didn't know which one it was. Well, clearly she had enough of it after old boy. And I guess this was an old video that resurfaced or something from Corey Holcomb. I guess he has something to say about it. I don't listen to him because he is way disrespectful.
Yeah, he is so disrespectful.
Yeah, and I cannot get through even to try to make sense out of what he said because he's too disrespectful. And to use that as a message, everybody, like it ain't necessarily the message, it's the messenger sometimes when you can't get the message out correctly. Because I'm not gonna listen to you. I don't give a damn what you're trying to say. If you can't tell me right. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, so she took it upon herself to air it out on her live, and it all made sense to me, and I understood why she was mad. So I just thought that unfortunate for her, and I guess it's a lesson. We all f up when we get in our jobs, or especially if you corporate or whatever. Like, you know, you learn on your way there. So I feel like this is the first kind of job for her, in a sense, in a way of where that was not the right way to handle, you know, what was happening at the job. Like, this is not wilding out, you know what I mean, or like that. Like, you probably different, like you don't handle stuff the same way at McDonald's as you do at IBM, or if that's even a company, but you know what I'm saying.
I also think, okay, I know a couple of the clips that I was watching, you know, as they were happening prior to all of this. Seems like she was like via Zoom, you know, there she would be.
Yeah, she had been doing that too. Right. I forgot to even mention that, but it was off. I mean, it felt off to me. I don't even listen to them every day. I couldn't imagine how off it felt for somebody who listened to them every day. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, this is just me. I don't listen to them on any day, to be quite honest. This is me looking at the clips that they show, like from their interviews and stuff. So I'm like, why is she not back? You know? But I mean, like I said, I think her points were very valid. Clearly, there is something that, you know, like there's some communication that didn't happen. I think she's right.
I believe she just went about it the wrong way. And she should have had those conversations with her chain of command instead of airing it out to us on social media. And then they had a whole.
What I take from her is that maybe she felt like she had. But I don't know. Maybe she felt like she had.
Because she's talking about, because she talked about things about with Charlamagne and with Envy. But they had bosses, you know, because it's not like this is the Charlamagne network or whatever. They're under whomever. And the girl, Lauren, was a producer. Okay. So, of course, she can, you know, probably do interviews well. She can speak well or whatever. I feel like that Just Hilarious got in her feelings, because the girl do the job a little better than she do, but Just Hilarious was there.
I take offense to that only because that's not the job they hired Just Hilarious for. See, that's why I agree with her.
She did the Hot Topics.
But this is my point. If they like Just with the Mess, that's her thing. They are
exactly.
like Frankie Daniva had brought that up, and I agree with him 1,000%. Like, you can't put somebody else, like, that's not their brand to rebrand. You know what I'm saying? With somebody else, like as if it was like the 7 o'clock news, you know, like, and you got your weekend wrap up, you know what I'm saying? Like, that you created on that news station, and so whoever you plug in there is what it is. That's not how they went. You hire her to bring what she already does the way she does it, because you would not have asked her to do it. Why would she sign up to do what she's doing already, getting paid from? Because she surely has to be monetized, you know. And then expect her to course correct her shit. That couldn't possibly be what they thought would happen.
Well, she needs to only do the mess part of it then, because she had to, in her segment, she would do politics, and she would do interviews. So I think for her stick for Just with the Mess would be just mess stuff, not things that would require. I'm not gonna say a lot of intellect.
That would be her. That would be the people who put that on her. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be their issue. And so that's what I'm saying. I take issue with the fact that they would put her in that position to feel like she's not doing something right when she's been doing it right this whole time, and that's the reason why you called my phone. Don't you think? Yeah, you know, like, don't come and ask me, like, you know, and I feel like I had that situation just with my own manager, in the sense of she wanted, or ex-manager, because it's not one I work for currently. But she had an issue with wanting things to be done, not just her way, but in her way. You know what I'm saying? Like as if she was doing it. And I had to break it down to her, you know, like, I'm not you. I don't think the way you do, and I don't talk the way you do, you know? And so, and I like the certain of the stuff that I'm gonna write it from my knowledge point. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna try, I don't need to be you, you know, to get this done. So that's kind of, like I say, I take exception with them, like with that being something that she would be taking home feeling about a segment she brought to them. And then y'all, you know, like, yeah, and again, if the girl, I think everybody did agree that the girl sounds better, reads, you know, like whatever information is coming from her doing that part, they enjoy it. But I agree with her. Then you give her her own segment, and you let her name it whatever it is. You can't pop somebody in my place.
They just did too. Give her a segment. I didn't.
Yeah, that's the answer to that. That is, because it is what it is. Because you could be right. They are a nationally syndicated show. So they, you know, like they do want to appeal not just to urban, you know, listeners, but all listeners, man.
Masses, yeah.
Yeah, you know, so it's understandable. Now, I'm not saying they're wrong for wanting Lauren in that spot. I'm not saying that at all. I feel like that's normal and that's natural. The stations I did grow up listening to had a person who didn't sound like crazy Howard McGee, or didn't sound like Tom Joyner. Like his producer would come in and do, you know, like the news stuff and talk about different stuff. Yeah, that, like, this is radio. You know, I think that's normal. But no, but them putting her in place of the Just with the Mess and leaving it just with the mess, and it ain't just doing the mess. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was all the way wrong and backwards. So she was right for feeling how she did. And like I said, maybe this whole thing with the online, even though it was definitely a spaz, and it still was definitely not handled properly, but maybe in her way she felt like she had talked to the person she should have, and it didn't go anywhere else, or she didn't get any resolution. And I understood where she was coming from with Charlemagne and Envy, just in the sense of, not that they have any control over anything that we know of, but just in the sense of being my coworkers and my teammates. Like, you're not gonna have my back? I'm gonna sit up here and shoot the shit with, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's why she referenced why Angela Yee left. You know, it do seem like a boys' club, but I think that's Breakfast Club's stitch, you know? And you supposed to be a boy's girl. You know what I'm saying? That's what you, so this is a little out of play. They probably was caught off guard because they probably didn't expect that she would spaz online like that.
Well, all I can say is good luck to that too, in that situation.
Right.
And she brought things to the forefront, and Lauren was giving her own spot. So, and that's, I can't remember what it's called. It's called Lauren something, but whatever. So, yeah, because they had a whole on their morning segment, they talked about it. I'm like, this is stuff.
Yeah, I saw those videos. I thought that was, now I was okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, maybe like maybe in older times, it's kind of that same thing. Like you're like airing out your dirty laundry,
yeah.
but it had already been aired at this
Yeah.
point. You know what I mean?
So they said, well, we already in the news, so we're gonna
you in
get
it,
in front
right,
of it.
right.
Yeah.
So I thought that was for them a mature way to take care of it.
Yeah, so they were the
At
story.
that point, because what else was you gonna do? And what no point is separately having things to say when y'all all sit up there together. Like, yeah.
Yeah, because when I saw her live, I thought she was done too. I was like, oh, did she quit?
Yeah, I thought that was her quit, honey. I didn't. Now, when I saw the next day, when I saw the video of him talking about it, well, like I said, I guess it would be talking about another motherfucking thing else because, yeah, girl, what was that?
That was a big elephant in the room, honey. Girl, she probably came in with all kinds of things.
Shocked what they was talking about it the next morning. Because again, right, like you see this person at 5 o'clock in the morning after they just aired you out at 11 o'clock that night. You know, like, yeah, hey girl, what's up? Like,
well, speaking of being aired out, we have Toya getting aired out by her brother.
Oh, I think we're gonna use the word aired out lightly with that. Like, I think he is more so. I think he is. It ain't even spazzing out. He is just a loose cannon.
Yeah. I listened to somebody else. They were talking about it, and how because I haven't watched this show before.
I haven't either. I think I watched her. I watched her show when she was married to Memphis, and I believe I might have watched probably way back, like closer to her first season of the Toya and Reginae. And I did watch Growing Up Hip Hop, so I saw a little bit. That stuff is so old, though, I can't even really recall a lot of stuff that, happened there.
For what
but
I
let
understand,
me just say this. I like Toya Johnson, though. I like her. I think she is a sweetheart. And all I got to say to her brother is you better leave your sister alone because I believe every word she say. I think she take care of them. And he got a lot of god doggone nerve to be nothing but my mother's child, because that's all you are. And then to be all up in my pockets like that.
Yeah, but the person who watched the show, they were talking about the people who are interested on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's her family, not her and Reginae.
Mm-hmm.
And so her family is the storyline, basically. And
well, I think we know that, yeah.
And so
do we call it interesting? Or are they being exploited? See,
well, that's what they were saying, basically.
Okay, yeah, because I find it funny that to be on TV, you sign a contract. Like, that's just what it is. Mm-hmm. So whatever it is that you have signed in for, like you signed in for it. Like, and I don't know, and I don't think it's your sister exploiting you. I think your sister that is what she's doing to help the family is because you want to, right? This is how y'all can get some money. Cool. Kind of like Keisha Cole. Keisha Cole, to me, was very similar.
Yeah, they said that when Keisha Cole's with hers, none of her family members got paid, only Keisha.
Well, I feel like that might have been back in her day, but I'm saying no matter whether it's just like the first season Housewives when they say they don't get paid. The thing, it's a lot of shows where people go on them shows and they don't get paid to be on there. The point in being on TV is the notoriety and everything else that you're able to get. So no matter whether you got paid from that show or not, it opens the door up for you to be paid in another way.
Yeah.
In no way is any like that like you're not gonna say that your sister is taking advantage of you. Now, what you could do is go off into its obscurity and go do whatever it is you want to do. If that's the case, but why do we keep seeing you then? If you're not getting paid, if ain't nobody doing nothing to compensate you for what you're doing, why you keep showing up? What is the motivation for that?
Girl,
Why is somebody even able to continue to talk you into that? Right.
So how many seasons has this been? Or because
Well,
I have no idea about the show.
I feel like they had a stench it like some years ago. It went off, and then I feel like they've been back, and this might be a second season. And I could be making that all the way up because maybe whatever they did years ago was named something else. Maybe it was just a whole different show.
Oh.
But I feel like this Toya and Reginae show has been on for 2 seasons or something like that, maybe 3.
Okay. Girl, honey, I ain't know nothing about it. I just know about the junk on social media. I'm like,
I do like Toya. I think she is a sweetie. And don't come messing with her. Like, go to take whatever you got and make it work.
Yeah,
I get tired of people with their entitled selves.
Yeah, because like I said, I haven't watched the show, so I don't know how it goes or what anything about it. I guess I really don't watch WeTV. I need to probably start watching that.
Oh, girl, yeah, that's why you don't know nothing about it. Then,
girl,
that means you ain't watched the Braxtons. That means you ain't.
Well, I did watch the Braxtons. I did watch that.
Where you watching the Braxtons at? Because that's on WeTV.
I said I did watch that, but
okay.
I didn't watch,
but you didn't like it?
I mean, it was okay. I liked the I mean, you cried so much.
But how WeTV came on, and it's the real WeTV girlies. So if y'all listening to this, drop in the comments, let me know. But Bridezillas, that's how WeTV got on for real. Okay. Bridezillas, they used to, so there was a show, and then that's how they got the therapy show.
Oh,
Bridezillas, like that's how that came to be, because they had the people from Bridezillas come on to the therapy show with their husbands or whatever. But Bridezillas, girl, was just about these outrageous brides. Now this is back when this was reality TV. These people didn't necessarily become reality stars necessarily, but they was real people. Like those were really people that was getting married. You know what I mean? Like, and they was over the top, outrageous, cussing everybody out. Everybody from the top to the bottom, the husband, the kids, the mama, because someone going that way. Girl, that was the show, honey.
He said that was
that was before Braxton's everything. Yep, that put WeTV on the map.
I never watched. I think I've seen some brides, heard of it, but I never probably watched it. But since we're talking about reality TV, here we go with Miss Phaedra. Let me go over here to StreamYard.
Girl, I am exhausted with her already. She ain't even set foot on Atlanta, and she is really smelling herself too. Yes, this is not gonna go well for Phaedra.
Yeah. So here we go.
I'm saying they're just jealous and hateful. I don't see a future with these ladies because they don't like me. And I like people who like me. And I don't try to participate in spaces that I'm not welcomed in. So I'm very happy to be leaving. I'm ecstatic.
Damn.
That's terrible.
She gave you her ass to kiss, huh?
That's terrible. I mean, that's really bad because we welcomed her last year and was so happy to have her a part of the group. But I mean, that's deep.
I think there was a word there called trash.
Trash.
Who is she referring to?
I don't know. And none of us have presented or done the trash that she used to do.
Right.
None of us
never
have gone
done
that
anything
deep.
like that.
What do you think about Phaedra not coming? I think Phaedra is just at a place right now where, you know, she doesn't really have a friend within the group. Of course, you know, she does talk to me and Contessa.
And Toya?
I think that she just felt like she didn't fit in.
Well, Phaedra took issue with how you all came at her for the way that you were handling the Met Gala planning, saying she doesn't need bitches like y'all acting like I'm not going to do what I say I'm going to do.
You got $100,000. I never said $100,000.
We'll get it. And if I have to give up my own money.
So I couldn't back it all the way up. So, but how do you, I mean,
I think Phaedra got a lot of nerve. That, like, I agree with Simone. You know, I think calling them trash, I think, is a testament to the inferiority she felt in that circle. I think that it was coward of her to not show up to the reunion and say it to their face if that's how she felt. But she knew that if you see that it's kind of like, because she's a lawyer, so it's like being in court. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you can't fight in a certain way, because once you fight one way, you open up the door for somebody else to come. You know what I'm saying? Come back. So that's why that was a coward move. And correct me if I'm wrong. See, this is what's wrong with the public, because the public be fickle, and that's why y'all ready to let Phaedra right on back into your homes and televisions. But she was saying the same crazy mess about Atlanta just last year.
Exactly.
Even though it's a whole new group of girls, which was there last year, you don't know none of these girls here this year, outside of Portia and barely Shamia, because last I checked, you and Shamia don't get along.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, you know, yeah, Phaedra has a lot of nerve. Phaedra is a girl I can't be around. Yeah. I like, and even like for instance, at first, Phaedra was fine, right, at first. But like this little stuff, that's what I'm like, that to me, that just dug your whole grave as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was it's always a coward move for a housewife to not show up to the reunion unless they're incarcerated or on their way. In that case, we understand. But yeah, but it's very coward to send a message like that by way of a green screen interview. And like I said, and to me, it just proves that she really felt less than in that circle, as she should.
Exactly.
She should.
And then not to mention or forget for her to, like when Simone even said that how low Phaedra had went, you know, the whole dungeon thing, that was Phaedra with Kandi. So as we continue, I really did wish that she would have showed up to the reunion, but like you said, she didn't want them to say
pull
what
it.
They know.
Yeah, pull it.
Yeah,
because I know somebody asked her. I don't remember what show it was, but somebody did ask her about that. It was a whole separate show. And it might have been Traders. I guess maybe it was. But somebody kind of beat around the bush a little bit and was kind of like, because they was familiar with her, but you know, like not really. So they were like, I thought I heard something about, and was kind of getting around to it. And so her response to him was that there's two sides to a story. And not everybody heard all the sides. That was out her mouth. If I remember what show it was, I will go back and find the damn clip and post it. But that is what she said out her mouth, as if there was something, you know, for her to have said, even though she had plenty of time to say it then, all this other time, but out her mouth, she said, well, there's two sides to every story. And I think it must have been Traders, because she wasn't on nothing else. Like, was she on Surreal Life?
Girl, I don't know.
Okay, because right, you probably ain't watching that either.
only thing I know, she said, I think she was on some kind of housewife something with Candace on there.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I know whoever this was that was asking her, he was from somewhere else, like he wasn't in the Housewives universe at all. So you know what I'm saying?
Maybe it was Traders. I don't know, honey. All I know is she's a liar.
She is, honey.
Yeah, she's a liar. And
well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna back it up because this is what I got to say about Drew too. And this is the thing. So, like, Mia be lying, right? Like, she tells lies, for real lies. But Phaedra, because she's a lawyer, she does it better. But I feel like Drew is the same way. They are fibbers. And I know that, you know, when I say that, like a liar and a fibber, it's like, well, they the same thing. Not to them, they not. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because fibbers sprinkle truth in what they say. And then whatever they're not saying, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of is being withheld to not give something. So that's like I found that with Drew too. Like Drew just, you know, she likes to just tread in that water of, well, I don't know. You know, like that.
And give you that dumb look.
Yeah. You know, what are you talking about? And like I say, even just she telling Portia that I can't reach you. But then in the next sentence, you saying, well, when I talked to you and told you, well, when did you tell her? Because you just said you couldn't get in touch with her. So when did you tell her? Yeah. But see, what I figured with her is that this is when she told her. Whenever y'all had this 5-minute conversation, you snuck something in. You know what I mean? Like that you can go back and then like once you kind of explain, like, oh, remember when I, you know, and it's like, okay, so that's what you was talking about. You didn't just flat out come and say. So, like I said, so that's the reason why they so hard to pinpoint anyway, because they circle around truth.
Yes.
Yeah, they circle around truth.
So then we're gonna go over here and listen to the shots fired by Shamia. And she's like, oh, Jesus. Look, I didn't stop sharing. But Shamia is not too fond of Miss Britt Eady. Is that how you say her name? Britt Eady?
You know, I kind of feel like I'm not going to be either, though. Even after the second episode, Britt Eady, she's teetering the line of, like, what's going on here? Like, I can't really pinpoint it.
Exactly. So I'm like, oh, well, whatever. Here we go.
I had an altercation with the Kenya Moore.
Oh, shit.
And Kenya's not there, and I wish Kenya was still there, and I wish that she wasn't, actually.
Wow. Okay.
It's kind of harsh, right?
So who is this hoe? Britt Eady is her name. It couldn't go any lower.
She thinks this is okay.
That was Kenya's choice to twirl on down to hell. I don't think she came back out.
We're gonna miss Kenya. You know, even in the first episode, I think a lot of fans felt like we wish there had been more Kenya. More Kenya Moore. Yeah.
More. And it seemed Team Twirl was active on social media.
Oh yeah, they get
wanting
active, and they get activated.
Singing
Right.
their similar sentiments. Yeah.
Yeah, there was consequences to what she did, and I thought that what she did was wrong.
Yeah.
Let me just be clear about that. But I think as fans see the season and as it progresses, you'll understand the type of person that Britt Eady is.
What type of person is she?
Not one that I would want in my friend group. She wasn't the slightest bit remorseful for any of her part in it.
I see. Okay. All right.
You know, every action causes a reaction. So
There we go.
Kenya reacted and, you know, a little bit too much, but Britt still doesn't feel like she did too much.
What do you think about that?
You know, the only thing I have to say is, now listen, y'all know Kenya Moore is not my favorite person. And I know, like, Kenya is not, I don't necessarily know her to be a liar. So I don't think she walks around lying. And I feel like for what we heard happen, I think she deserves to not be on there as well. I think her antics caught up with her.
Yeah.
As far as Britt Edie go, I don't really like, because I'm not, again, I don't know Kenya to be a liar. But Kenya does it what everybody else does, is use things to her advantage when she can. So if what Kenya said happened was true, I don't think that her reaction was even in the realm of proper. You know what I mean? Like, why are you doing that? You know what I mean? Like, if this is what happened, that didn't feel anywhere reasonable.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. And I feel like maybe Kenya and her friends are not really understanding that. But with Britt Edie, I'm gonna stick with Shamia. Like, we're gonna see what she give. That whole, like, I think I text you, right? Because I was like, now I went back and watched that first episode. She didn't say that they had been married 10 years, but she said, just insinuating that was an anniversary ring. Like, and then you turn around and verify that y'all got married 3 years ago. Why would you have an anniversary ring 3 years later? That don't sound right.
And when did she used to date Rick Ross?
Right, but that's again, yeah. So Britt seemed like she for the streets.
Yeah. Well, those royal ladies are on right now, and y'all can get
yay! Let's get ready to watch.
A Miss Shamia, and because she's the glue.
Really.
And then maybe we'll find out pretty soon what's going on with her and Portia.
We're gonna see,
girl. Because I was noticing every time they had their little media tours, I never see her and Portia together. So,
I think Kandi. That's why I said. Listen, y'all. Make sure you like this video and make sure you subscribe to both of our channels. Because we need to do a separate video for Portia and Shamia, just to kind of go through all of that. Now, I do think Kandi is right when she says some of that stuff. I do think they play it up, right? Because you need to, right?
Yeah.
Like, so of course it will be. You want the fans to really kind of think that y'all into it, not be paying attention to the photos and seeing where y'all standing and talking about it all. So I guess we just have to wait till the reunion to see what's what. But Portia's live, I thought, was interesting because she just used an interesting choice of words. So, and I do think I think the dynamics of their relationship is changing.
Yeah.
Again, it makes me more curious about some of those tiny little details about Shamia's finances, just because I want to know, like, when did the power dynamic shift? And also, like, is it something in Shamia then? Because you've been married longer than, I don't know, like, or I guess I don't know, because I wouldn't know like how she ended up placing herself in this sidekick position. You know what I'm saying? Like, always, I don't know. And maybe, but she don't see, like, that's what I'm saying, like, because maybe she is kind of like a Kandi, because Kandi to me is that. And it's natural, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, when I see Kandi, when she do like the little puffing up of her chest, like, I'm a boss, it feel put on. And it's not to say that she's not a boss. It's just because that's not her personality, like to be all like boisterous. You know what I'm saying? That's not like, so it doesn't even look right, on her. And I'm kind of getting that from Shamia.
And Kandi is the one who kept talking her up to the producers. And
I said that though. That's why y'all need to follow me on my YouTube. I got that in my previous videos. I said that the whole time. That Kandi didn't even need to say it because it was evident every time. Really, when Portia had Shamea around, it was for the things Shamea should have been around for, because you know what I mean, like her birthday or Palabra, you know what I mean, like that little stuff. But Kandi actually would place Shamea in positions to have camera time, like setting up the stuff. Like I think Kandi did that. Kandi just always introduced her into the events. Like would she be in places and Portia show up and Shamea already there, you know?
Yeah.
So you know, like I say, I don't know. I don't know when. I don't know. But I hope Shamea found herself, and I hope she does it quickly. You know, like because she can't afford to be in this space where you trying to play up to whatever they telling you are. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to just kind of, you know, being who you are, girl, because you've been that. Yeah. And like just because you got the peach, I'm trying like that, and that's what I'm feeling. Like you got the peach now, but you always had this lifestyle. So I'm not understanding why did everybody miss it? I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Something don't make sense to me about that.
Uh-huh.
Am I making that up? You think I'm just look? I mean, for real, am I just overthinking that?
Girl, nobody thought that Shamea was gonna be that girl. We seen it,
but no, but I'm talking about even her circle of friends, just in like and even the way she's showing up now, like because that's what I'm saying. It's an issue. I take issue also when because we saying like we didn't think she was that girl, and I'm kind of like, well, what girl did we think she was? Did we think she was broken, tired? Because what girl has been showing up? Because this girl is somebody different.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
She was just a friend, good time girl that you know, Portia's sidekick, you know, and that's the part she played, and she didn't veer from it. I don't think
maybe it was a space for us to know other stuff. They just never played it. Maybe that's what the problem is.
I think Kandi did an interview with her, and I
saw that. Mm-hmm.
So I just think that she just probably didn't want to overstep her friend, you know, because evidently
that's probably gonna cause a problem. So when you saying that's what I was saying though. To me, I feel like whatever position it is that she's played, it's because you played it. Like nobody put you in that role. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself there, and so you are gonna have a problem with Portia. Why, you know what I'm saying? When you try to come out and you know, like, and come into that, because I'm looking like Portia. Who is this girl? Who this woman?
Well, honey, Portia already knew.
Well, of course no, I'm talking about the attitude and stuff. Because for me, like the money is whatever it is. It ain't even yours, but it's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the attitude that's coming along with it. That's what I'm saying. Who is that woman? Who is that girl? And that's what I mean. Like Kandi doesn't, like, whenever she get into her boss up mode, it feels off because she's not that way. And it doesn't, and it doesn't take away from what she has. She's just not that way, you know, and I don't like, again, Marlo been to a friend to the show, but we know how boisterous she is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean. Where has that girl been? And so if that is, like you said, if she downplayed herself all of these years, then you are gonna have a problem with your good friend Portia.
Yeah.
Because even like now, I'm just saying, because this ain't even the time to do that. Because she is losing everything, honey. That man is running her, well, you know, trying to run her through the mud. That man got detained on purpose.
Lord help us, Father. I don't know. But good luck. That's all I can say. It's good luck. And God bless him. Because I don't know, but evidently we know there's they have a little issue going on. So I guess we'll see when the show gets to the point to find out what's the issue with Shamia and Portia. But I will say that I don't feel like Portia was a good friend to Shamia.
Oh, I do think so. I think that's the same. Yes. I think we've seen plenty of times where she had not been.
Yeah, so I don't know. But that's it. That's
all right.
all.
Well, let's get
we
on
gonna
our
watch Roa.
We can catch up on Real Housewives. We will be going live tomorrow.
Yes, at 7.
7.
Yes, tomorrow at 7. We'll be doing our review of Roa.
Yes.
And then we can see what's going on with the Britt Edie and Miss Angela Oakley.
Kenya Moore.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still outdone with Angela Oakley being only 41.
I know, me too, honey, because she do look older. I can't, I hate to say it, but she
yes, I'm like, what? 41?
But that's what they say about those fair-skinned women, that they age early. So
I think she just looked mature.
She does. She look older. I don't know if it's the work she got done, if it's the bone structure. I don't know what it is, but maybe
old ass man she got.
Huh?
It's that old ass man she got.
It's something, but I agree. I didn't think she was that young, because that's younger than me. Hell, I didn't think she was.
That's young. I think out of all those women, other than Cynthia, Portia is the oldest.
True.
So I'm like, wow, because I wouldn't have never thought not Britt, but Angela Oakley was younger than Portia.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have thought that either.
I said, what? I thought she had at least be 52, 53, 54, 58. I thought she was with I thought she was with Cynthia. Honestly, I did. I thought, maybe a little younger, maybe in between Cynthia and what is Kenya? Because I think Kenya's probably about 54. I thought she's somewhere along with them. I didn't know she was
because even Kenya and Cynthia could pull younger than her.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, so she's the niece. She ain't one of the aunties.
She just look like an auntie.
Yes.
Like the church mother.
Yes, honey. She looked like she on that first row, honey, at the church. Because I was like, oh, okay. But that's it. That's all. We'll see y'all on Monday, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And will we be 3 or 2 tomorrow?
Oh.
Will it be a duo or a trio?
Well, we're gonna try to get all 3 of us on here.
Okay, we'll try a trio. If not, it'll be a duo. Whatever. We'll see you tomorrow. And then we'll probably go in a little bit more on.
Well, we're gonna have to do the taglines. So we gotta go in and do the taglines.
So do the taglines.
I did a video on my page. You can go rate 1 through 5, but we can do it on here again. And then I'll share what my ratings was.
Okay.
All right. But that's it. See y'all tomorrow. Have a good night.
Yes, have a good night. Thank you.